Today, this BMW behind me is going back together. This time we cut the back completely out of it. But now, I'm actually going to get it back completely fixed and ready for the road. We might have a few issues along the way. Got to get the rest of the exhaust off of here, get the heat shields off, move some of the wiring. I'm then hoping that that's going to allow us to get this back panel into place and all lined up. First job, let's get this in the air, get it all stripped down for the final parts and see whether I can actually get this panel in or not, because it seems as though I might have miscalculated things. Just fantastically, there's no join on this exhaust. It's literally all the way back through to the front. So plan B is we drop the exhaust and remove the last couple of bolts from the here she goes. Right, so along the last little part, I don't really want this exhaust landing on my head. If it goes, check those wires. How strong are they going to be? Well, that's the question. Oh, let's check that wire, check that wire. Oh, this one's come off. Right, let's just put a nut on the end of that. Stop it from coming off. Right, put a nut on the end. That'll stop it. That'll fix it. No problem. Oh, there we go. Right, we are resting on the wires. Okay, car back down. Low enough where we can drop the exhaust without it causing any issues. Moment of truth. Oh, one's 5 already. Oh no, it's resting there, it's resting there. Right, okay, I want to take the weight of that. That's going to be so much fun. That is going to be so fun. Putting that back in. Right, okay. So I'm not going for a final fit, I'm just literally going for a fit. You and I till the end, don't need to pretend again and again, we'll stick together, everything is alright with you by my side, we won't say goodbye, we'll stick together. So I thought that was going to be a bit of a test fit. We'll see, figure out how to get it in, we'll take it back out, we'll look at it staying in. It's not coming back out. That is not coming back out of there. That is a nightmare. Luckily, I have managed to bend it at this seam here, and that will just bend back in. And just lining everything back in, but yeah, basically that's it now. It's not coming back out of there. To try and get that back out to refit it again, pointless, absolutely pointless. So what my plan now is, I'm going to get the rear crash bar bolted on, because that's a good point to sort of get everything back into place, and then I can start trying to pull everything back in and actually trying to line everything back up. So you'll see here I've got the marks of where the original panel was, so I can make adjustments and try and line all of these lines back up again, and that should make life a lot easier. That should make life a hell of a lot easier. Same this side then, so you can actually see we're pretty close here. We're just going to go very, very slightly, and then this back section again is pretty close, just up very slightly, so we can make all the little adjustments. I can then pull all these panels in, so we're just going to use grips to push all these back in and then spot weld each individual one back in and get all the panels nice and correct. Not ordered that section. I wasn't sure about the panels, so I've ordered this section. But I've not ordered this section, so that bolt's not. I put it back in, didn't I? Yeah, quite happy with how it's looking. There's a few bits that were damaged prior, so that was bent out, so we can clamp this back in. Now it really is just starting to get tack welds back into it, just to start giving it strength. But as I say, the problem that I've got is, well, sure, I suppose I need to get a few tack welds in place, and then I can make sure the boot is all lining up, and I can't really hold this in place without a tack weld. So instead of talking about it, do it, get on with it. Stop talking, get on with it. So just getting all of these panels lined up and pulled into shape as best as we possibly can, and actually all of the spot welds all line up really well. And hopefully once I take the clamps off it all stays in place, which it has done, so that is looking decent. Weld's not brilliant, I'll be honest, not fantastic, but that is the key, is trying to get this panel looking good. I can straighten any little dodgy bits out afterwards. Obviously there's a trim that goes over this, but it's trying to make sure that this panel all stays absolutely spot on in place, so as I work down it the two panels become one. That is there. Oh, that's better, that's nicer. Got that weld a little bit better. A little bit too much on that one, but again I can grind those down, so they're not an issue. So that just gets that held into place for now. I'm not worried about the sections because I'll literally work down each little section the same as what I've just done, but that just holds that main part now in place. So once I've got that boot into place, I can see straight away whether it's lined up or not. I can put the bracket on to make sure that it's going to close into place properly. So the next job really is get these boot struts off, figure out how they come off, and I think that's going to be from inside, and a bit of a pain, to be honest. So I'm going to have a root around first and just see whether I can see how that panel inside comes off. So looks like we've got a couple of clips, one there, and then a couple over on the opposite side. The little side trim panels here, they just pull out dead easy. So we'll get these little clips removed, and then this should just pull straight up. Back shelf is out, and then in the back here, got to be careful not to pop the window even further. Don't really want to pop that yet. We have got the boot bracket bolts, so I can get to those now. Unwrapping the new parts and hoping there is no damage. No! I'm sure that wasn't on there. I need to check back on the pictures now. I'm positive that that wasn't on there. Absolutely devastated. devastated. It's come through and it's damaged. I can't believe that. I bought this bumper because it was absolutely mint, and in transport it's got damage. I've literally just popped a couple of screws into it just to make sure that our back end all lines up and all of the sides and everything, and it's mint. And the actual boot, there's a little scratch on the top of the boot, but no, there's a huge dent in there, so I need to find out what I can do about that. All of in here is pretty much welded up, and I'm just going to tidy up, so all of the back struts and everything, that's all working perfectly, which is why I need the boot. So my next bit is this, and I've just removed there's a little vent that goes in there. I don't know what I've done with it, but I've put it somewhere. But with the clamp here now, I can get through into here with this, clamp all this up nicely, and then I can weld all this last little bit up, and then that can all be filled up. So that's our last little bits on that. Literally 4 screws, so hopefully you saw how that came off. So first section, that can all be ground down now, so I'll just literally grind it all down so it looks nice, and I am just going to put sealer over there. I'll do the same in that middle section, and then obviously the same on the inside section, so it'll just look a lot neater. I'll get it somewhere close, paint it all up, and then yeah, just seal it all up. There's going to be a fair bit of paint to do in this boot section. As I say, I just want it looking nice as well. Not the best spot welds in the world, but as long as they have got and it sort of welds it together, that's what we're going for. So we've got the boot on. We've checked that the line up all works and everything is fitting perfectly with our side section, so it all looks really good. So it's now on to getting all of this section welded up. Our first section in here, move the clamps then around and just literally do one at a time basically. So that's our next job.
It's a good kid for your mad city. Say they won't come see me. I be like
quite pleased with how it's gone together so far. Obviously it looks a mess. My welding's not great. I'm not a welder. But once these are flatted back, and then I can go back in and just fill back in with the welds again, flat back again, and it gets all covered, like I say, with all of this sealant anyway. So it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be strong, which is what I've got, and it looks decent from inside as well. So once that's just tidied up and then painted on the inside, it's all gone back together nicely. So it shouldn't, once it's actually painted, it shouldn't look bad at all. Actually being nice and strong is an important thing, so as long as we've got the strength back in it, it doesn't actually matter what it looks like underneath of there, because you're not going to see it. So yeah, I'm happy with it so far. So a couple more welds here, a little plug weld to do, and then we've just got to literally tidy it up, and then once this sealant comes through, we're just going to apply that with a sealant gun, and I'll show you how we'll do that obviously in the next couple of steps. Just got the next side to do, so just exactly the same over on this side. So it doesn't take long actually, it's fairly quick. Probably takes longer to clean it up, but let's get on with it, get these finished. I nearly didn't notice that for a minute. Oh, that was close. It's starting to look a little bit more, the colour is out very slightly, I think. It might be that I've not cleaned the panels up fully, but that's just enough now just to go over this with the proper sealant and get that, letting that dry. I can then start flatting and prepping all the inside welds, cleaning all those up and then getting those ready to paint. And then we're not a million miles away from being ready to be able to actually start putting everything back on and back together, hopefully. So not the tidiest, but it's nicely sealed up actually. I've just got to get into the edges between the old frame and the new section underneath, so I can then repaint this in, just tidy it up slightly. It's a sprayable sealant, this one, so it is quite wet. It's now just going around and just making sure that it's got everything sealed up as best as we possibly can, and then trying to smooth it all in so it all blends in. So back in all the little bolts underneath that hold in the heat shield, they can all now come back into place. Nuts. We've got two nuts in the middle here, one in the middle at the top, another one sort of here, and then we've got two little side sections now that come onto here. So that's the exhaust heat shield all back on, all of the nuts back into place. That then will allow us just to continue. There is one big plastic shield that needs to go on then over or afterwards, but what I want to do is try and get all this outside bit buttoned up, painted up, and that can be drying, and then we don't need to get that bottom tray on yet. That can go on quite easily afterwards. So let's get it back down and get it painted. Back off. Even just painted up, it looks 100 times better. What a difference a bit of paint makes. So all of the sealer is now painted in. I've just nipped in the little side bits. I'm just going to clean that, flat that back down and just give it another coating because it's not fantastic. This side's a little bit better. So looking a bit nice. I've just then got to get all the inside done, but for the moment I'm going to concentrate now while that paint's drying. I'm going to get all of our little side bumper catches back on, give the under panels a bit of a clean, and then start to look at getting the lights back in and get this back bumper back on, and hopefully the bits that I've had come through my plastic sections to hold the bumper are the correct sections and they're going to work. So let's find out. Looking something like so we now need to get our parking sensors from this bumper, fit them into the new bumper. Let's see what happens. So let's just rest. Put this side in. Clip in for the sensors here. I think I can probably get that from underneath, but pretty good. So I'm hoping a lot of this will actually polish out, and then any little bits then we can just have it sorted. So that's in. So now just need to lift this up slightly. Go. We're looking good, we're looking good. That's lined up lovely as well. That's lined up really, really well. So, have a look at that. I've got a little bit of painting to do. Happy with the way that that's come out. So that's obviously all been, let's see if we've got some light on here. So that is our sort of finished panel then. Just now got to finish up the boot, get the lights in, got this bit of repair that we're going to have to do in that boot section, but it is looking 100%. Everything seems to be lining up nicely now. I've got to get a new light for this section. We've got a light, it works, but it's going to need a new one, and then just get that bit inside painted up and finished off. But hopefully we're nearly there. It's just that final hurdle now. So just filled in the section at the back just to try and make it look like the original sort of sticker. Back together, need to put the number plate on. Now up into the air to get all of these bolts back in around the bumper, get the under tray on. We've got to do one final thing and then we can get it out and see what it actually looks like. True BMW fashion, it's crap in the snow. It's done! Finished! So completely sort of, there's a few little bits, but that's not to worry about. So there is a few little bits that we're going to finish off, which will be coming at another time. But I think we can get this through an MOT now and actually get it to a point. All of the back end, all the cameras working, it all looks nice. There's a few bits of paint, there's a dent in the back section. I can't open the back bits there. Open it up. So it's all correct. It's all sort of done, finished. Now we give about £7,500 for boot latch needs doing, doesn't it? £7,500 from Copart. There's a bit of delivery on that. So far, about £1,500, and then I've spent probably 20 hours labour of myself on top of that. So I've got to tally up a complete sort of cost. We've got a couple of dents here which should come out with paintless dent removal. So all in all, it should come in sort of 8, 9, about 10,000. So we've got a 2019 with 80,000 miles. These are fetching about £16,000, similar sort of spec mileage, and actually this has got quite good spec. So let me know in the comments what you think. We're going to have a look at the M2. There's a few little things, and I think we nearly got somebody scammed Copart is more what it is. I don't think they've tried to scam me. I think they've tried to scam Copart. So that is coming up next time, and then we're going to start a brand new project as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop us a comment, and I'll try and get this off the snow now.